There have been some incredible players who have transferred as free agents in the past. In fact, let us know whether you'd like to see us do a video on the greatest free transfer signings of all time in the comments. By the way, I quite often say, let us know if you'd like us to X, Y or Z in the comments, and I just get a scattering of you saying, yeah, that'd be good. Whilst I appreciate you taking the time to comment, I think maybe just one person saying they'd like to see it, and then all those who agree liking it, would be a better indicator to me of the level of interest in said video. 9 times out of 10, if someone suggests a video idea and it's by far and away the top comment, I will make that video. But when there's a scattering of last 7 top scorers in Cuba and 7 best footballers with beards, and yes, they are both genuine suggestions, I tend not to take too much notice. By the way, to all 4 of you who are still watching after this introduction, you might as well go ahead and subscribe, because if it's inane ramblings you're after, this is the channel for you. Here are our 7 top players who are still free agents. Abel Hernandez. Right, I'll be honest with you. Originally this was going to be a video on the 7 best players who are still free agents. Then I contemplated the 7 most high profile free agents, and in the end I stumbled into this, which is a bit of a mixture of the two, I suppose. There are some really good free agents overlooked, recently departed CSK and Moscow duo, Bibras Natko and Pontus Wernbloom for example, or Diego Antonio Reyes and Bakary Sacco. Anyway, in 7th place, we've gone for Abel Hernandez, a man who unlike those two, could be on his way to Moscow. A quick and instinctive finisher with a fine left foot, Hernandez just came to the end of a 4-year deal with Hull City. The second most expensive signing in the Yorkshire side's history, Hernandez was prolific in the Championship, but often quiet in the Premier League during his time at the KCOM. Linked with a couple of Championship clubs, the reason Hernandez hasn't yet found a new club is reportedly down to his 100 grand a week wage demands, and he failed a medical at CSKA during the production of this video. Samir Nasri. Another familiar face, full international, and former Premier League player, Samir Nasri is a technically excellent footballer who can operate both out wide and through the middle. He made his name with Marseille in France before flourishing under Arsene Wenger in North London. A big money move to Man City followed, the Frenchman winning 2 Premier League titles at the Etihad before rivals like Raheem Sterling and Kevin De Bruyne signalled the end of his time with the club. Nasri is currently serving a 6-month doping ban which will expire next month, most recently having played for Antalyaspor in Turkey. Hatem Ben Arfa. Samir Nasri may fall into a category of very gifted footballers who have had their careers hampered by ill discipline and supposed attitude problems, but on all those fronts, he comes nowhere near 5th place in this 7, the one and only Hatem Ben Arfa. An immensely talented and natural footballer who can beat men at will, Ben Arfa looked like a future Ballon d'Or winner during his early years in the Lyon Academy. He looked like a world beater sometime later in his debut season in the Premier League with Newcastle United, but things quickly turned sour. A loan move to Hull City was supposed to salvage his career, but it only sullied his reputation once more. With a copybook blotted more times than the Cray twins, Ben Arfa was handed one last chance to turn things around on the Côte d'Azur with Nice, an opportunity he promptly grasped with both hands. One fantastic season later, and he'd been snapped up by PSG, where he proceeded to fall out of favour once more, and having failed to make a single appearance in his final season with the club, he is now a free agent at the age of 31. Stephane Mbia. The 3rd consecutive former Marseille player in this 7, Stephane Mbia is a highly experienced Cameroonian international. A dogged and determined defensive midfielder who English fans may recall from his time at Queen's Park Rangers, the former Ligue 1 champion has also played for Sevilla and Trabzonspor. Like so many players recently, Mbia took the opportunity to earn enormous money in China back in 2016, signing a reported £107,000 a week 2-year deal with Hebei China Fortune. Mbia left the CSL side by mutual consent in March 2018, and he is yet to find a new club. Yaya Toure. Having left Manchester City after 8 years with the club this summer, Yaya Toure has been linked with moves to China, the US, and a reunion with Manuel Pellegrini at West Ham, but he remains a free agent as of yet. Yaya's parting act when leaving the Etihad was to suggest that Pep Guardiola had a dislike of African players, something which few seem to agree with, and comments which may have damaged his legacy at the club. As a player though, Toure's impact on the blue half of Manchester has been extraordinary. He was the driving force in both their first FA Cup and first Premier League wins under Sheikh Mansour's ownership. His tally of 24 goals in a single season as a box-to-box midfielder is absolutely incredible, and if someone can light a spark in Toure, he could be a real asset, even at 35. Bernard. Anyone familiar with the Football Manager video game series will have long known about the diminutive Brazilian known as Bernard. Highly thought of during his early years with Atletico Mineiro, like so many talented Brazilians, the 5-foot 5-inch wide man ended up joining Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine. It is there that Bernard has spent the last 5 years, and he is still only 25 years old. Currently being linked with Leicester City and Chelsea, it seems highly likely the 2013 Confederations Cup winner will be playing in the Premier League come August. Max Meyer. A technically excellent footballer who can play as either an attacking midfielder or as a deep-lying playmaker, Max Meyer racked up almost 200 appearances for Schalke, and he is still only 22. Capped 4 times by Germany, Meyer's contract with his boyhood club came to an end this summer, and he left the club reportedly in the hope of finding improved terms elsewhere. Linked with everyone from Arsenal and Marseille to West Ham and Hoffenheim, it has been reported that Meyer's near £90,000 a week wage demands have proved a stumbling block thus far. Eventually, either someone will stump up the cash, or Meyer and his agent will reduce their demands. He's far too good a player not to have a club by the start of next season. So that's it for Hour 7. Thanks for watching, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications for more from us if you enjoyed the video, and you can now also follow us on Twitter for more ramblings from me. Our username is simply @HITC Sevens.